Hi everyone, it's Kelly here. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome back if you've been before. Lovely to have you either way. On this channel we talk books, and today I am bringing you my wrap up for the month of May. We are in catch-up mode at the moment, just getting through all of the backlog of videos that I didn't film over my hiatus from BookTube. So here we are, month of May. I read 4 books in May, and let me tell you about them. Now, the first 2 books that I'm going to talk to you about, I have already spoken in some detail about in my Stella Prize video, which I will link up in the cards and also down below in the description. So I'm going to just go through those 2 quite quickly, and then I'll move on to the other 2 books that were not Stella Prize and that I have not yet spoken about on the channel. So the first book that I read in the month of May, or finished I should say, in May, was this one, Black Witness, by Amy McQuire. This was a book that was shortlisted for the Stella Prize, which is why I picked it up. And I'm so glad that I did, because I got such a lot out of it. I thought it was a really powerful work of journalism, and it brought together essays and some previously published pieces that Amy McQuire had written, and it tells the story of mainstream media's ongoing refusal to pay any heed to black witnesses, and also gives an opportunity for her to sort of show what it could look like if we did do that, if we did pay heed to black witnesses. And specifically we're talking about situations where, and this is Australia based because the Stella Prize is an Australian prize. She is an Aboriginal journalist and has worked in predominantly for Aboriginal media throughout her career. So this book is really it sort of analyzes the way that white media, mainstream media, report on issues relating to black people in Australia in particular. And it was really fascinating. I learnt a lot. You can see that I've tabbed it up. Definitely some things for me to go back to and continue thinking on as time goes on. As I said in my intro, if you want to hear more about my thoughts on this book, you can check out my Stella Prize video. I don't want to kind of rehash too much what I've already said, but I gave this one 4 stars. It was great. I really appreciated it and was grateful to have read it. So thank you very much to the Stella Prize for sending books our way that are going to really change things up for us and make us think in different ways. So that was my first book of the month. The second book that I finished, again part of the Stella Prize, was this one, Black Convicts, How Slavery Shaped Australia by Santilla. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting that I need to look up how to say this person's surname, so I'm not going to attempt it here. That is the name. I'm so sorry. This was amazing. The author is a black Australian person of Zambian descent, and it really, she got interested in the topic of looking at how slavery and how convicts who were black ended up being sent to Australia as part of that project of the time, and what it meant, and you know, the sort of repercussions of it. And it was super fascinating because she sort of went from this point of like, I don't know anything about this topic. You know, I didn't even realize that there were black people who were sent to Australia as convicts. And then started to deep dive on it and to learn more about it and to seek out resources from other countries as well, looking at records, like criminal records and so on, as well as making links back to many different countries, including other colonized countries, And it was a really fascinating look at the very clear links between slavery, not only in some of the people who ended up coming as convicts to Australia, but also just in terms of the way that the convict system kind of worked, and how it was very much modelled on slavery models of how that kind of worked in different parts of the world. So that was super, super interesting. Definitely not something I've read about before, and I'm so glad that I read this. This was actually my pick for to win the Stella Prize. It was my highest rated Stella Prize book that I read. I gave it 4.25 stars. It was not ultimately the one that actually won, but I really I thought this was excellent, and I encourage you to pick it up if you can find it, because it is fascinating and really important learning as well. Okay, next, so we're past our Stella Prize now, so I'll talk in a little bit more depth about these next two books, which make up the 4 books that I read over the month of May. Book number 3 that I finished in May was this one, A Morbid Taste for Bones, by Ellis Peters. This is the first book in the Cadfael Chronicles, and I was heavily influenced by Elizabeth Morgan, whose channel I will link below, to pick up this series. This is a cozy series for her, something that she really enjoys picking up, like a comfort series. And I liked this a lot. I had a great time. I really like the character of Cadfael, and I'm excited. I've never actually, have been aware of Cadfael from the TV show, but I never actually watched the TV show, so I actually had no clue what it was all about going into this, other than he's a monk, and this is sort of set in medieval times, mainly because it says a medieval whodunit on the front cover, and this was great. I really liked it. It is a cozy mystery. People die. It's a thing that happens, but it's in that sort of vein of, like, not too gory, and the kind of how would you say, like the suspense, the imminent danger doesn't feel too, like, maybe because of the historical time period and, like, the divide between now and then, but you know that everything's gonna, like, he's gonna work it out in the end, and that, you know, some kind of justice will be done. So that was great. There were definitely some surprises along the way, and it was definitely a bit of an adventure, and I'm very much looking forward to continuing the series, which I will be able to do. Stay tuned for my next haul video, because you'll see why I'm going to be able to continue this series with no problem whatsoever. So very excited to continue on with this. I'll definitely be picking up more of these. This is a old tiny print copy of this book, but I really enjoyed reading out of it as well. So very exciting. More to come. And the last book that I picked up in the month of May is book 4 in the Heartstopper series by Alice Oseman. All of the previous Heartstopper books I think I have given 5 stars to, and this one I also gave 5 stars to. It's great. If you don't know much about Heartstopper, it follows 2 characters, Nick and Charlie, in the first book. It's a bit of a spoiler, I guess, to say that they end up together, because that sort of very slowly unfolds in the first book. But I knew that going in, and I didn't find that it was detrimental to my reading of the book, to know that they end up together, like, because the tension still kind of builds in that book. about how that's going to pan out. And then the subsequent books are, developments in their relationship and things that are, shift and change for them, different ways that they care for each other, ways that their families kind of interact with them, knowing, as they sort of, because they're teenagers, settling into their sexuality and who they are as people, their identity. And I loved this one. It's another brilliant installment of this series. And I think the thing about this particular book that I really liked was its exploration of mental health and how that impacts a person's capacity in a relationship. And I think it's a really wholesome, all of them are wholesome. It's a healthy kind of approach to that, because I guess a lot of people who have mental health issues might, because of the way that our society is, and we don't talk enough about mental health, it can be really isolating to have a mental health condition, and one of the characters, I won't say which one, ends up they have a mental health condition that sort of and its issues around it escalate, shall we say, in this book. And I think the thing that I really loved about this was that it explored how to be a supportive partner to someone who is in that place, someone who suffers from a mental health condition. Their relationship also continues to just be wholesome and beautiful, and I love it. It's a great series. I have number 5, so that will be the last one for now, at least. I don't know if there are more coming. And then there are also some short novels in the Heartstopper universe as well, which I have a couple of. I own a few, so I will at some point get to looking at those too. But yeah, I loved this. 5 stars. Great end to the reading month of May. So those were my 4 completed reads in the month of May. And yeah, I think this was overall a really good reading month for me. I didn't have anything below 4 stars. So I don't even know if I told you the rating that I gave to A Morbid Taste for Bones, which was 4. So, I had 2 4-star reads, a 4.25, and a 5-star read. So this was a very successful reading month for me, in terms of my enjoyment of what I was reading and the quality of the books that I ended up picking up. So very, very pleased with this little set of books that I read in May, and I'm looking forward to sharing my gigantic haul for the month of May, which is all sitting here on the table beside me, and that will be the next video that I film. So very, very excited to share that with you. But thank you so much for watching my little wrap up of the month of May, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.